Alright, the Proteus back for round number 2 of the Pauper Challenge, playing against Gaul, who has been on Boros in the recent past. And have another one of these multiple pro but no land hands, and just not keeping it. Not into that. And not into this one either, unfortunately. Don't really like to be mulliganing with this deck, because this deck wins when it is able to discard 5 cards, and I need to have those cards discard. So I'm going to bottom this. My goal is to search kind of hard for tribe plus inside out, and hopefully everything else goes nicely for me. I'm going to cast Brainstorm here. There's not a lot that I want to be shuffling away. Ooh, that is brutal that they have the Throbin Inspector. I'm probably now going to lose to any kind of reasonable hand from my opponent. I'm going to set a stop on my upkeep and Ash Barrens away those 2 lands, because I don't need that many lands, I just need 4. So let's stop at 4. I'm still going to have to try, unfortunately, which means I'm going to reveal my deck choice to my opponent. But, well, I'll try not to get tilted by the terrible 2 as it is. Just have a pretty poor record of losing in the second rounds on weeks that I'm recording. But you never know, they could run out of stuff. Boros is pretty slow. They're pretty slow to be able to kill me. So if, they miss some land drops or something and I get time to do the things that I want to do, I could see this game going pretty decently for me. Unfortunately, I shuffled away my Ash Barrens. I was thinking I might draw a sequence of cards that would require all of my mana, and I would regret keeping the Ash Barrens, but now I found a Brainstorm, and I feel the opposite way. And I think I now have to shuffle this, because I don't have a shuffle effect to ditch that land, and I really don't want another land, even though Circular Logic would be quite good. Alright, you know what, I'm okay with Tribe. That's a good one. So let's just get that one down on the board. And I'm probably not going to win in any short amount of time, but I got my Gush. Oh shoot, okay. I could cast Gush here and try to find a Circular Logic, which actually I think I'm just going to do that. I think there's pretty low cost to me doing this, because I'm not planning on doing anything for a while. Not going to cycle the Shadow Rift, because I probably need it to go off. So, yep, go ahead. I'm in a lot of trouble. I need a better hand than this to beat Boros. Mulling to 5 is not the way I want to go. So I'm going to have to find another tribe first. Then I have the Circular Logic to protect it. Then I'm going to have to find an inside out. And then I'm probably going to need a probe to look at my opponent's hand and see how many answers they have, because I'm going to have to respond to every single answer my opponent has. Gush is good to have, but I don't want to cast it until I know I don't have to discard the hand size if I just miss entirely. Battle Screech is not good, because that's gonna significantly change the clock on me. I don't think I can afford to counter it, because if my opponent has another Journey to Nowhere, I need to be able to Circular Logic it. So I've got to let it resolve. Probably dead. But I can certainly draw things that will be good for me. And so if I hit all those things, which I just ran you through, if I hit all those things in order in the next 2 turns, I can win the game. So I think that means that this turn I have to Gush, because I am going to die to just a bolt in 2 turns of attacks. So I have to try to find a tribe this turn, and if I don't, I probably can't win. Oh good, another gush. I'm not going to pay life because I want to force my opponent to bolt me, and I do have the answers to bolts. Okay, opponent has double bolt, and they also have dispel. That's not very good. I can't cast another gush. That's not good for me. I can't have no lands on the battlefield. It is not a way to win the game. So I'm going to have to discard 2 cards here. And then I need to find a tribe next turn and then protect it from Journey Bolt and from a Vial. I don't even think I can protect it from a Vial without like a Giga Drowse. I'm not seeing how I'm going to be able to pull this together. I'm kind of just out of time. I'm out of time. And my opponent, unfortunately, also knows what deck I'm on, even though I haven't really put up a fight this game. So this is about as bad as it could go. I swear Boros isn't... Boros matchup usually doesn't play out like this. I'm going to cast a Shadow Rift, and then a Gush, I guess. And if I don't find... I can't even win if I cast Gush, because they're just going to double bolt me. So I need to have 2 counter spells up. And then if I find a tribe, then they go Journey the Tribe. I have to counter that, and then they double bolt me, and I'm dead. So actually, I'm just totally dead. Forget this. I don't want them to see anything else from me. So, there was that. That was interesting. So some people like the transformative plan versus Boros, and I'm really not a fan. I don't really think that trying to go over them in the mid-range game makes a lot of sense because they just have more card draw than I do. And Stormbound Geist and Serrated Arrows I don't think are individually good against Boros. So I think I'm going to stay away from that. I'm also going to stay away from Hydroblast because I think most of the red spells don't do very much. Hydroblast is just worse than Dispel. And the spell I'm most afraid of is Prismatic Strands anyways. So I'm planning on bringing in this Dispel, and I'm going to bring in Fragmentize, which has the advantage of being able to kill things like Journey to Nowhere or Alchemist Vial, but can also just kind of mise an artifact land on turn 1. So both of these cards are coming in. I have to look at things I might want to side out. Usually I just side out a probe because this deck is built in a way that I want to have a probe so I can, have it in my deck. So I can know what I'm playing against, but I really don't need them to hit my land drops. And then the other card to take out, maybe a Shadow Rift. Shadow Rift is usually a pretty safe thing to cut. And Boros is a deck where they can have vastly varying hands because they probably don't have a great sideboard against me. They usually have to bring in a bunch of burn spells that don't do anything until I'm trying to combo turn. So I want to know if they have a whole handful of burn spells and I should not combo, or if they have nothing. So I usually want to have at least 1 probe in the game. So I think that's it. Not going to make any huge changes, although I do have a big sideboard. And I think that in general, this deck's sideboard slots aren't that valuable, and that's why I'm comfortable with the whole transformative arrows Geist plan. And I'm hoping I get to play against Delver. I mean, I actually hope I don't get to play against Delver because this matchup's still not great. I just play against Denorvatron all day. But I hope I do get to show you what that matchup is like because it's quite interesting. So I'm going to keep this hand. I think in general you're supposed to keep hands that have Island and 2 cantrips. So I'm going to keep this, but if the top 4 cards of my deck are all not lands, I do get screwed over. So I'm going to start with a probe and hope that I find a shuffle effect. Imagine my next couple draws are just plains inside out. Right, that would just be nuts. So I really don't want to be mulliganing because it's so easy for this hand to just draw into the inside out and then kill very quickly with backup. But I do need to hit lands. So let's see what my opponent's on. So I care about, first of all, like I care about the speed of their clock, because they're attacking with flyers. They're usually able to end the game in a reasonable time frame. So I care about, when I'm trying to make these cantrip decisions, how many turns do I expect to have in this game? And then I also care about how many pieces of interaction they have and what type are they. So we have one creature, so not much of a clock. One cantrip, they have 3 lands, and then they have a bolt and a pyroblast. So we're going to need to fight through both of those on combo turn. So I'm hoping to either try to get them real fast, or either try to get them real fast or try to play out a longer game where bolt plus pyroblast just isn't enough. As it stands, I have the 1 piece of counter magic, so it's not a lot. So I'm going to try to bait them into pyroblasting my brainstorm by not doing it on my turn. I want them to go Great Furnace, and then I brainstorm here. And that's because I really want to resolve my Augur Boros. I would much rather have that creature resolve than brainstorm, because I'm not guaranteed to have a shuffle. Alternatively, my opponent could, play their tap land, and I could see the benefits for that. So I think if I were my opponent, I'd be very tempted to Pyroblast this here, because usually brainstorm early in the game, usually brainstorm in general indicates that I have a shuffle effect. And so if I have a shuffle effect, then this is my Ancestral Recall. But maybe they will see through me because I was doing it on their turn, and that kind of indicates I'm baiting them. But hey, they're thinking about it. They're a good player, right? So they're going to see that I'm baiting them, and they may choose to not do it. Let's find out. Alright, Pyroblast came down, so that's good, because I only have the 1 counterspell. I can't beat that on the combo turn, so I need to not lose. So I would like to now draw Ash Barrens. I get the Tribe. I need an Ash Barrens and an Inside Out, I suppose. So I guess I can't just win. And if I draw Ash Barrens, I should probably Augur anyways. So maybe too excited there. I'm just going to cast Augur and hope to find Inside Out, and then hope to top deck Ash Barrens, and then 2 turns from now I will try to kill my opponent. And certainly will succeed if all my opponent has is the 1 Lightning Bolt. Okay, I thought my opponent was really tanking hard in the Pyroblast play, but maybe they are not. Maybe they are just making a sandwich or something. Hard to tell. So, down comes Augur. I'll let this happen. Preordain. That's a good one. Away goes the Ash Barrens that I wanted, but I will settle for a good cantrip. The opponent is probably going to go Radiant Fountain, Prophetic Prism here. And yes, them gaining life is annoying, but if they can only gain 2 life, I can hit them down with the Augur. So it matters how much life they have in terms of how many cards I have to discard to the tribe. Although generally, if I have Gush in my hand, I'm capable of discarding enough for lethal. So, discarding 5 cards, that's 21. And then Radiant Fountain puts them up to 22, so I'd have to discard 6 cards. But if they're just going to do that, my Augur's going to poke them back down to 21, so no big deal. Alright, I correctly predicted their play. Let's see what we've got. So, I'm hoping to... I'm going to cast Preordain probably no matter what. I'm just hoping to see an Ash Barrens and an Inside Out. And I probably can't lose if I find both of those this turn. It's going to be real hard. I suppose my opponent could just have Double Bolt in their hand, and I don't actually have defense against that. And again, that's why I feel bad in this matchup in particular siding out the probes, because it's really, really valuable here to know how many answers my opponent has, because they just have a lot of them and they don't side them out. There is a circular logic. Do I want a second circular logic? I believe I'm going to send that to the bottom, because I don't know that I want a circular logic. I just know that I want to find two pieces that aren't circular logic. I need Ash Barrens, I need Inside Out. So probably keeping circular logic is very greedy. I could gush here, but I do not want to gush down to only one land in play. I would much rather gush next turn or the turn after that. So I'm just going to do nothing. I don't think my opponent is going to do anything particularly scary. Although, on the other hand, they also probably don't think I'm going to do anything particularly scary. So they're probably not afraid. They're just going to develop their board and pass to me. Alright. So they got a clock down, but a very slow one. I have 9 more turns. 9 more turns, and all I need to find are 2 combo pieces. Maybe another counter. That's not a lot to ask. I guess if they're really afraid of the combo, they might stop attacking, and then I would need a Shadow Rift. Maybe I'm not supposed to side out Shadow Rift in this matchup. Did I do that? I forget. I did. I cannot remember, but I'm pretty sure I need Shadow Rift in most scenarios. Alright, opponent. What's going on here? What are you thinking about? What do I want to draw? So, having 2 gushes in your hand is really interesting, because they don't really play well together. I can't just cast 2 gushes and go to 0 lands. I'm tempted to cast the gush on my turn just because I have no action and 4 mana, but you really want to be casting the gush on a turn where you're otherwise missing a land drop. So, it's going to depend on what I draw. Seems that I'm drawing an island. So, now I'm thinking about I do nothing, and then next turn hard cast gush on their end step. And then the turn after that, hopefully I found the pieces I'm looking for. That's kind of slow. And it's kind of bad if my opponent has a Pyro, or if I draw something like remotely mana intensive next turn. But given the 5th land, I think I just want to wait on the gush anyways. So I'm going to do nothing. If I draw an Ash Barrens, I think I would rather not hard cast gush and just get the tribe down as soon as I can. And again, like how quickly I play is highly dependent on my opponent's clock. So if my opponent just has 1/2/2 on the battlefield, I'm not really feeling any pressure, so I'm just going to do nothing. I can afford to do nothing for a little while. I do know that one of my biggest advantages over Boros is that Boros is clunky, and they have all this air, all these prophetic prisms they're trying to cycle through to find answers. Answers and the mana to cast them. Like, most of their answers are going to be those bolts that they're really mediocre, because that means they have to be holding up that many red mana all the time. I could always circular logic this, but again, I would rather just not expose myself to my opponent drawing a handful of bolts. So I'm going to let him do it. I really want to get the tribe down as soon as I can, because it means that my opponent can't do expensive stuff. Because once I have a tribe down and a whole bunch of mana, then they're afraid of me. They really don't want to cast spells and leave up only one of their 2 bolts in their hand. They want to leave up both of their bolts all the time, and that will prevent them from using their mana in total, prevent them from cycling their artifacts, and that will prevent them from drawing the threats that they need and also the answers that they need. So it is taking me a while. I'm not going to cast Gush here because I want to hard cast it, just because I have the second Gush and I don't want to lose all of my lands. So I'll probably hard cast this Gush and then second hard cast the other Gush. And also I'm not casting on my turn because I am afraid of Pyroblast and I do want to tax my opponent's mana as much as I can. Okay, so the Prophetic Prism, we knew about that because they bounced it last turn with the Skyfisher. I don't think they have a 5th land. At least they didn't have it before because they probably would have played the untapped land to play the Prism if they had one. But I guess they could have like another tap land of some sort. So here's the Gush. Do you want a Pyroblast? Opponent does not. Here is an Inside Out. That's good. Ponder. Gotta cast the Ponder. I just need white mana this turn. So, you know, I showed you that hand earlier. I forget exactly when, but when I was getting punished for having Ash Barrens but not Evolving Wilds. This turn, if I find Evolving Wilds and not Ash Barrens, I get punished. So, some people are not on the Ash Barrens train. You should definitely get on. This is the rule, and that one was the exception. So I don't need a second tribe, don't need a second Inside Out, definitely don't need another island. So I'm going to shuffle. Please find Ash Barrens. Nope, no Ash Barrens. It is time to Gush. I may have to discard to hand size, but that is okay, because I am going to die fairly soon. I may not even have another turn. If my opponent... Oh god. Because I'm definitely dead if I pass the turn 3 times. So that means I need to play Tribe probably this turn, but maybe next turn at the latest. But then if they have just one more bolt, then I'm dead next turn, and so I really want the Tribe this turn. So I'm just casting the Brainstorm, because I think if I don't have a Tribe this turn, I'm dead. So I know if this doesn't work, I get Brainstorm locked. But yeah, I think I'm actually going to lose the game if I do not find the Tribe right away. So what do we get here? We got a Ponder, which will help me unbrainstorm lock myself. We have a Circular Logic, which is maybe good, but maybe I just have to ditch that. And then we've got a Probe, which is always pretty decent. So I'm going to put back 1 island, and then I have to put back 1 more card, so probably the Circular Logic. Probably that's the one I want to get rid of. Just to vary my answers. Maybe Dive Down is just not better, but maybe my opponent plays some permanent that I can't counter for some reason. I don't know. I'm having trouble imagining it, but it's possible. So I'm going to put both of those back. I'm going to Ponder first because I know I'm expecting to shuffle here. So I really don't want to be probing. And then, well, I'm going to probe and I'm going to... Well, if I pay life, I'm exposing myself to... So I'll take 4/4. I'm exposing myself to a bolt. But if I don't, then I'm exposing myself to Journey to Nowhere if I hit the Ash Barrens. I think I know about the bolt, so I want to expose myself to the card that I don't know that they have. So let's probe. Let's probe for mana. See what my opponent has. We are probably dead. I've seen a whole lot of cards in my defense, and I haven't seen the white mana. I have everything but that, and my opponent has it all. They have multiple bolts, and they have Prophetic Prism. And I think I'm just dead. So they're going to attack me in the air. That's 8, and then these 3 I can't counter. I don't want to tap out for Inside Out, so I'm going to discard Inside Out and Tribe. I guess maybe I should be cycling this Inside Out. But this is... They have Metalcraft, so that's 7 damage. Maybe I should just cycle the inside out and pass the turn, but I think I'm just dead no matter what, because clearly I only have the 1 turn, 2 turns at most. Yeah. Okay. Opponent figured it out. Yeah, I'm totally dead. They got me, so I'm conceding. Terrible 2 got me. Good player on a slightly bad matchup got me. It happens. I will see you in round 3. I'm 1-1.